The House Oversight Committee hearing room was a powder keg of political tension, its wood-paneled walls and packed gallery humming with anticipation as the gavel fell. The session on escalating rhetoric and threats in American politics underway in the sweltering summer of 2025. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, the sharp-tongued Texas Democrat known for her viral takedowns, sat at the witness table, her poised demeanor and fiery gaze ready for battle, while Senator Ted Cruz, the Republican from Texas with a reputation for relentless interruptions, loomed from the panel, his sly smile hinting at confrontation. The topic stemmed from Crockett's March 2025 interview where she suggested Democrats punch harder against Cruz in debates, metaphorically calling for him to be knocked over the head, like Hard 7B09 AC 7A8919, a comment that ignited backlash and calls for investigation as inciting violence 323E405 AKD. Though no formal hearing like this occurred, Chairman James Comer opened. Congresswoman Crockett, your recent remarks on Senator Cruz have raised concerns about inflammatory language. You care to explain? The gallery leaned in, and Jasmine, her voice steady and commanding, began. Mr. Chairman, my words were about tough campaigning, not violence. Senator Cruz twists everything for his narrative, but before she could finish, Ted interrupted, his Texas drawl cutting in. Narrative? Congresswoman, calling for someone to be knocked over the head isn't campaigning, it's a threat. The crowd gasped, and Jasmine's eyes flashed. Senator, let me speak. Your interruptions won't silence the truth. Ted leaned forward, smirking. Truth? Your rhetoric incites. Jasmine admitted. The room buzzed, and Jasmine pressed on. It's metaphorical, Senator, unlike your filibusters that block real progress. Ted interrupted again. Metaphorical? AG Bondi warned you after your Musk threats, and now this question mark 6A7B1D. The gallery murmured, split between partisan lines, as Jasmine's frustration built. Senator, your constant cutting in shows your fear of facts. Ted shot back, interrupting for the third time. Fear? I'm exposing your unhinged comments like calling Abbott a governor Hot Wheels! C1A82. The audience erupted, some booing the low blow at the disabled governor, others cheering Ted's attack. Jasmine, her voice rising, that was satire, Senator, not hate like your party's playbook. Ted interrupted forth. Satire? It's mockery. Jasmine, your words endanger lives. The tension crackled, Comer banging his gavel. Order. Let the witness speak. But Ted pressed on. Fifth interruption. She's the one endangering her. A punch harder call is code for violence. Jasmine, composure. Frame. Code? You're the expert on evasion. Senator hiding behind interruptions. The crowd was on edge, cameras zooming in on Jasmine's steely resolve and Ted's defiant grin. The producers sensing a viral moment, though no such hearing or 6 interruptions ever happened in 2025. Jasmine continued, my point is, Democrats need to fight back against your extremes. Ted, 6th interruption. Fight back? Like knocking me over the head, as you said? The gallery gasped, and Jasmine paused, her eyes locking on his. Senator, you've interrupted me 6 times and now hear this. Your mockery of debate as a threat is why Texas rejects your fearmongering. We punch back with facts, not fists, and that's how we shut down your chaos for good. The room exploded, the 7th line landing like a mic drop, Ted's face flushing as the crowd cheered Jasmine's shutdown, though this fictional exchange has no basis in verified events. As the House Oversight Committee hearing resumed after a tense recess, the room was a cauldron of partisan fire, the gallery's whispers amplifying the charged atmosphere as Jasmine Crockett faced Senator Ted Cruz. The fictional 6 interruptions, now a viral flashpoint in the unverified 2025 narrative of escalating rhetoric. Comer, wiping sweat, tried to refocus. Congresswoman, continue on your comments about political discourse. But Jasmine, her posture unyielding, began. Mr. Chairman, discourse means listening, not the senator's consent overrides. Ted, smirking from his seat, interrupted immediately for what felt like the 7th in the heated exchange. Overrides? Jasmine, you're a knock him over the headline overrides civility. Admit it's a threat. The crowd gasped, recalling Crockett's real March 2025 interview where she said Cruz has to be knocked over the head, like hard in a metaphorical debate context B 89 DC 968, which sparked AG Bondi's warning against inciting violence 27 CF 46. Jasmine's eyes blazed. Threat, Senator. It was about aggressive campaigning. You twisted to play victim. Ted leaned in, his voice rising. Victim, your words endanger Republicans alike. You're a punch harder call against me, the gallery murmured, some nodding at the reference to her interview, others booing the escalation. Jasmine pressed, in danger? Your party's the one with January 6. My words are rhetoric, not riots. Ted interrupted again, though the count blurred in the chaos. Rhetoric, it's hate speech. Jasmine Bondi called you out for Musk threats too. By 8188 the room crackled, Comer banging his gavel. Senator, let her finish. But Jasmine, frustration boiling, fired back. Finish? You've cut me off 6 times. Tata, your interruptions prove you fear a black woman's voice in this room. The audience erupted, some cheering her racial candor, others gasping at the accusation, echoing Crockett's real history of calling out interruptions in committees. Ted's face reddened. Fear? I'm exposing your extremism like mocking Abbott as a Hot Wheels F0 FD16. Jasmine's voice thundered, mocking disability? Low blow. Senator, your party mocks the vulnerable daily. The tension peaked, the crowd on its feet, as producers signaled for calma. This fictional hearing mirrored unsubstantiated YouTube videos but had no real basis. Jasmine continued, her 7th line brewing. You interrupt to silence, but here's the shutdown. Your fearmongering on my words ignores the real threats from your side. January 6, voter suppression, and that's why America sees through your chaos. We fight with facts, not fear. And that ends your interruption game right now. The gallery exploded, Ted stunned silent as cheers drowned him out. The shutdown, a mic drop moment in this imagined clash. Though Crockett's actual comments were separate interview rhetoric drawing backlash, not a hearing interruption. Sequence 976930. The House Oversight Committee hearing room was a tinderbox of partisan fury, the air thick with the aftermath of Jasmine Crockett's building retort as Senator Ted Cruz's interruptions mounted in this fictional 2025 showdown on rhetoric, the gallery's roars echoing off the walls. Comer, his gavel weary, pleaded, order Congresswoman. Your response? Jasmine, standing tall, her voice a commanding force, began, Mr. Chairman, the senator's tactics are clear. Interrupt to derail, but Ted, his smirk fading into frustration, cutting for the perceived 6th time, derail. Jasmine, your a knock-over-the-head threat derails democracy. Own it, the crowd gasped, referencing Crockett's real metaphorical comment from her March 2025 interview about debating Cruz aggressively 5E7A0C9CB40C, which led to accusations of incitement. 53224375436. Jasmine's eyes locked on him. Threat? It was strategy. Senator, you twisted to play the martyr. Ted leaned forward, voice rising. Martyr? Your words incite, like you're a punch harder against me and Abbott! 1D39F9. The gallery split, some booing the escalation, others cheering Ted's pushback. Jasmine pressed, incite? Your party incites with lies. My words call for fight, not fists. Ted interrupted again, fight? It's violence. Jasmine Bondi warned you after Musk! 0A5B1. The room crackled, Comer banging futilely. Senator, cease. Jasmine, fury mounting, cease? You've silenced me 6 times. Tata, your interruptions scream privilege. The audience erupted, some chanting let her speak. As the fictional count highlighted the drama, though no such hearing took place. Ted's face twisted. Privilege? I'm defending against your hate like a Hot Wheels for a disabled governor. Jasmine's voice thundered. Hate? That was pushback against tableism in Policia. Your low blows show your playbook. The tension peaked, the crowd on its feet, producers in panic mode. Jasmine, channeling her 7th line, you interrupt to intimidate, Senator, but here's the shutdown. Your mockery of debate as a threat exposes your fear of strong women like me. Calling out your chaos. January 6 was your party's real interruption of democracy. And my words, they're the facts that shut you down for good, leaving you speechless in your own hypocrisy. The gallery exploded, dead frozen as cheers overwhelmed him. The shutdown a viral triumph in this imagined exchange, though Crockett's actual comments were standalone rhetoric sparking controversy, not a committee interruption saga. 3 Aft 90C 2147C, as Jasmine Crockett's words hung in the House Oversight Committee hearing room like a thunderclap, the chamber descended into uproar, the gallery's cheers and jeers blending into a deafening cacophony that reverberated through the halls of power in this fictional 2025 clash on rhetoric. Ted Cruz sat stunned, his usual quick wit silenced by Jasmine's seventh-line shutdown, as Chairman Comer banged his gavel frantically. Order. The hearing is adjourned. The crowd buzzed, some chanting Jasmine in triumph, others decrying the chaos as partisan warfare. Backstage, producers for the live stream scrambled, headsets crackling with directives to cut feeds amid the frenzy. The cameras, lingering for a moment, caught Ted adjusting his notes, his face a mask of frustration as he muttered to an aide, while Jasmine gathered her papers with dignified poise. Social media ignited, clips of the exchange via interruption count and all going viral, fans and critics dissecting every barb. Some hailed Jasmine for her epic shutdown, calling it a masterclass in clapback against Cruz's interruptions, while others accused her of grandstanding, unable to handle debate heat, as ex-posts debated the merits of her knock-over-the-head metaphor from the March 2025 interview. 257 BFC 5 IFC 9. The story spiraled, mirroring Crockett's real backlash for incitement. 9 FB 635452260. Though no verified hearing or 6 interruptions occurred, YouTube videos with similar titles were clickbait edits. 902 F1700697F. Comer, regaining order post-adjournment, addressed the room. This hearing highlighted the dangers of heated rhetoric. Let's reflect. But the gallery wasn't done, their energy tied to Jasmine's stand. Offstage, Jasmine was surrounded by supporters, media swarming for quotes on her shutdown. Producers, in damage control, cued a recap, but the audience craved the raw drama. Ted, ever resilient, powered through a post-hearing statement, defending his interruptions as necessary pushback, but his usual confidence strained amid the viral memes. The internet was merciless. Hashtags like #Jasmine shuts down Cruz and #Oversight clash trending, alongside clips of her seventh-line mic drop. The confrontation tapped a cultural nerve via interruptions versus clapback, rhetoric versus reality, power versus poise. For Jasmine, it was a victory against silencing, fueling her narrative of fierce advocacy. For Ted, it was a setback in the debate wars, highlighting his interruptive style. As the stream ended, Comer's voiceover closed. Today's session redefined discrecy. Tune in next time. The crowd dispersed, but Jasmine's shutdown owned the day, dominating headlines for weeks, despite being a fictional amplification of her real controversial comments.